So in 1984, I used to break dance. Me and a couple of my partners, Tracy and my homeboy Dunia, we was doing a play at WLCAC, which is a college in LA, right? It was a play called Golden Boy. It was about a boxer that was strung out on heroin out of Harlem, New York. And we was breakdancers in this play. So we would practice probably like 3 times out of a week. And this particular day, uh, both of my partners came to spend it at my house. So the next day, we was outside shooting basketball in my front yard, and a car pulled up. Boom! It was a dude. I know his name was Raymond. He lived down the street. He was like, "Hey, they having tryouts for the 1984 closing ceremonies of the Olympics." We was like, "Tryouts for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, track and field. We ain't doing all that." He was like, "Nah, for breakdancing. They gonna have breakers at the closing ceremonies." We was like, "What? For real? Oh shit!" So he's like, "Yeah." So boom, we uh we end up catching the ride going up there, right? So it was a lot of people up there. It was a lot of people up there. It was deep. So they had a lot of pretty good break dancers too, right? So uh, we was nervous. We was nervous as hell. So we get in front of the judges and we would just freestyle break dance. We didn't have no routine and nothing like that. It was goddamn broke dance. You know what I'm saying? So we did our thing, right? And the crowd was kind of like pumped up. Like the people, the audience was like hype, right? So the Hoover Crips was up in there. There was some Crips up there. They was hype, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, they was like, yeah, sign them up, cuz, on Hoover Crip. Put them on, you know what I'm saying? Put them in the Olympics. And, you know what I'm saying? They did. You know, they signed us up. We got to pass, right? So, a majority of the people that was there made it, right? But then they rejected a lot of people. They didn't care about how much skills you had. They just wanted some break dancers. If they needed 200 break dancers. So they was just picking a lot of people to fill up this, the stage. So from that day forward, after we got on, we used to go practice at El Segundo High School in El Segundo, California, on a replica stage of what we're going to actually be breaking on. So we going here probably like 3 or 4 times out of a week. Practicing. We practicing. No, we practicing every day. You know what I'm saying? We practicing. Boom. So it was like, yeah, Lionel Richie, we gonna do, you know, we gonna be under with Lionel Richie doing all night long, right? But we have the certain dance step that we got to do. You know what I'm saying? So they giving us clothes, they giving us parachute pants, Reeboks, whoever sponsored the Olympics. But we got all the items from the sponsors, like all the 7-Up sodas, the Welch's grape juice, McDonald's, whoever sponsored them, we was getting all. We was eating good, drinking good, doing everything, right? We didn't want for nothing. Hostess cupcakes, we had it all. So um, we uh we was practicing every day. So now, if you don't have a ride, they will bus you. You get in like this big old yellow school bus. If you didn't have a ride, you can get a ride. They will pay for transport. They'll provide transportation. So we used to get on the bus, right? And there used to be this little kid on there. He used to be like, "Yeah, I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I'm here breakdancing with you guys. You guys are not on my level, right?" He was talking a lot of shit, right? He used to talk a lot of shit, right? So we would go up to the El Segundo High, we'll practice. There'd be a gang of people up there. People from all this gang of youngsters, because I was 14 at the time. Hell, I was 13. I wasn't even 14, I was 13 at the time. So it was a gang of, it wasn't no older people. It was all youngsters, kids. So it was a zoo, you know what I'm saying? So people running around and doing all kinds of shit, right? So boom, we practicing every day. So this little kid, this little youngster, he would every time we go on the bus, he'd talk shit in a cocky way. So people wanted to beat him up. So like now he's at the point where he's talking so much shit, they ready to beat him up, right? He was like, yeah, my mother's famous. We live in a big house. Uh, big cars, Rolls Royce. I go to a private school, and I don't even know why I'm here breakdancing with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, Like, who's your mama? Like, who's your mama, nigga? You know what I'm saying? You know, youngsters, fuck your mama. That's some youngsters talk, right? We was all young, so he was like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, right? So we this one particular day we was at practice, and one of my homeboys at the time, well, he was at the time he was from Pyru, right? He was bang. He was kind of like, he was claiming he was repping, like Pyru. You know what I'm saying? So he was young. He was probably about 15 years old, right? So I think at the time, the little dude that was talking all this craziness, he was probably about 14, something like that, right? So uh, they was having a ice fight because we had these ices. So the little young kid threw the icy, bam, hit the homeboy from Pyru in the face, bam. So the homeboy probably like, I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. This the little rich kid, the little kid that's bragging and talking all this, the rich shit. So he went over there, boom, gave one to the face. Dude took off running. I'm gonna call my mommy. I'm gonna call my mom. He ran across the field. Ah, he teared that. Ah. Right, motherfuckers laughing and all this, right? So boom. So, time went on. People, we still out there practicing, doing our little steps. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So next thing you know, we look up. Somebody said, "Hey, they go Dionne Warwick." I was like, Dionne Warwick. Now keep in mind, it's '84. So Dionne Warwick was, she was, she's popular. She's always been popular. But Dionne Warwick back then, they were like, "What? Dionne Warwick?" And we seen her. Boom. She was walking across the field with a dress on, some heels, right? We was looking in awe, like, that's that nigga's mama? That's Dionne Warwick's son. They're like, yeah, that's Dionne Warwick's son. I mean, that's Dionne Warwick's son. That's that he hit, right? So it was like, oh shit, that nigga in trouble, right? Right? So Dionne Warwick had went to one of the administrative dudes, right? Ooh, ooh, ooh. So the kid, I guess I don't know, they point him out something. They end up calling the homeboy from Pyru over there. So they call him over there. So you can see the homie from Pyru. He like, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. Right. So he explaining, we can't hear because they're at a distance, but we can just see. So he talking to Dionne Warwick. So we see Dionne Warwick give the homie from Pyru a hug, give him a hug, like hug him, like, and then we see the homie from Pyru, you know what I'm saying, shake dude's hand because technically Dionne Warwick's son was out of pocket. He threw that ice and busted the homie in the face, in the head, and the homie took one. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So after that, uh, the homeboy come back over. So now everybody, everybody on the homie like he famous now. Blood, what she say to you, blood? You know what I'm saying? What she say, homeboy? Boom. So yeah, they was like, he was like, well, you know what I'm saying? She was just, she wanted to know what happened, blah, blah, blah. I told her what I did. He was wrong because he was, right? So they apologized. So now, boom. Now, from this day forward, Dionne Warwick's son and the homie from Pyru, they partners. They hanging out. You know what I'm saying? They cool now, right? So I guess he like, he's making him unsquare. The homie from Pyru, he's giving him a little edge, by hanging with him. So, Dionne Warwick's son, because he was real proper and very, well mannered. He didn't have no edge to him, right? So time went on and we practicing. And so this one particular day, it was his brother. He was a big old yellow light skinned brother, right? He was kind of like, not, I ain't gonna say mean, but he was like, he would talk. Back then, he seemed mean, but for real, he was like just trying to keep us on our toes, right? He was one of those kind of brothers, like, because he had made a statement. He was like, yeah, all y'all better cherish this moment, because you'll never see, by the time the Olympics come back to LA, all y'all be dead or in prison. I was like, damn. That's what he told us, right? So cherish this moment, and what I'm saying, like, this is a blessing, what I'm saying, to be doing this and have everything paid for. You guys ain't paying for shit. We ain't paying for nothing. Like, they sponsored everything. I'm talking about everything, right? So boom. We like, when we gonna meet Lionel Richie? You know what I'm saying? Horsehead motherfucker. When we gonna meet Lionel Richie? So it's like soon.